Good morning, everybody. I hope you're doing well. My name is Sarah. I'm the Real Simple Mama. This is Jurassic Park. And I'm doing a quick video this morning to basically just show you this is what I do for my little morning check every day when I come out to let the girls out. So you're going to get to see just some normal aggravated chicken behavior and kind of get an idea of what the time commitment is in the morning. Say hi, Tiny. So normally I've let them out by now, which is why they're mad at me this morning. And this coop has multiple doors. There's the main door right there, but we're going to go around and let them out. They stay cooped up at night. And then I have carabiners and other predator locks on everything. So when I come out in the morning, this is what I do first. And of course, if I come out before it's light outside, here in South Texas in the fall right now, if I come out before like 7:15, the girls are still actually up in the roost and they'll talk to me and they're kind of awake, but they're like, I don't want to get up yet. So by this point, when I was waiting for it to get a little bit lighter, they're already awake and they're down and they're aggravated. So if you're doing just morning chicken wellness checks, just making sure that everybody is good and normal and everything's fine, first thing I do is a head count. So I make sure I have 5 birds. Now I'm going to let them out. Come on. Hello, everybody. Okay, come on, girls. No, just let them out in their yard. Come on. And what I look for in the morning when I just do my little once over is I'm making sure everybody's walking. They all immediately want to come out here and start scratching around. If I can, I look to see everybody poop once, but that just kind of depends on how much time I have. I've let them out a little bit late this morning, so they've already come down to eat and drink, but normally I would just want to see everybody doing normal chicken stuff. This whole check, like me doing this video for you, takes longer than it actually takes. What, Blue? Blue. What's up, girl? I love you, Blue. You're my girl, Blue. No, Lacey, you're not a goose, you're a chicken. But see, I want everybody to be talking. If they act... Oh, there's a poop. And then I check it. I want everybody to be acting kind of ornery. Like when we stand over here, especially the kids, this is where they get their treats. So they're like, all right, where's it at? But I want to see everybody walking around. I want everybody's comb and wattle to be nice and bright pink. You don't want it to be pale. Right, Gracie? Right, girls? Everybody has both eyes open. They're making sounds at me. They do that weird, goofy chicken stretch where they stick a leg out behind them and they kind of flap their wings. Now, if you see a poop like Blue's, and I won't like zoom in or anything, but if you see one and it looks kind of runny, that's okay. Remember that chicken, basically their feces and their urine is all combined. I mean, that's how it is for all birds. And usually when you see, excuse me, quiet. She's on her little perch, you big stupid bird. So the urine is the white part, which is the part that has a lot of ammonia in it. That's why you don't want bird poop to like sit on your car, because essentially it's bird poop and bird urine. And the ammonia in it is what, like eats through paint. But for chickens, they will have 1 or 2 runny droppings every day, just because, I mean, it's not just poop, it's urine also. And usually for my girls, that's one of the first ones in the morning. So if we go in the coop here in a minute, which we will, you'll probably see some runny droppings. Now, what you kind of need to do is make a mental note or use your chicken journal, hint, 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 and kind of be like, okay, so she had a runny dropping, at this time of day, and then just kind of go watch her a couple hours later, or maybe in the evening, and see if they have it again. So when I come out every day, I'm taking just real quick mental notes. I'm comfortable enough with my girls, and I only have 5, that I don't come out and write anything significant, unless it's I am putting apple cider vinegar in their water, or rooster booster, or, I'm doing something that's different from the norm. But on a daily basis, I don't take written notes. But that's something that you do want to do when you're getting to know your girls. That's for your peace of mind in the future. That's if you ever have to take them to the vet. The more information you can bring, the more accurate of a diagnosis and the more help you can get your bird. That's also in case you ever have anybody chicken sitting. Then they kind of know what's normal or what's not normal, and you've got something to compare it to. If you don't have that default, then you're not going to know if something's a variable or if it's the norm. Chicken poop, if we're talking about poop, oh, there's another one. If we're talking about poop for another couple of seconds, the white part, again, is the urates, or that's basically the equivalent of urine. The other part, just like with humans, depending on what you eat, it could be greenish, it could be light brown, it could be dark brown. If you give your chickens lots of blueberries, don't freak out if their poop is blue, because it will be. So I wouldn't worry about that too much. And I don't need to see every chicken poop every morning. I know my girls are healthy. They're not on any medications right now. They're not going through any egg withdrawal or anything like that. But, you know, over the span of a week, you get to check everybody. And it is so valuable for you to just spend a couple minutes just out watching your chickens. Like, does everybody act like they're wanting to eat and do chicken stuff and peck and scratch and clean themselves and dust bathe and etc. Like, if there's a chicken who, like, if, for example, if I went to let them out, like when Blue was sick, she would kind of just sit in there. Like, she didn't want to come out in the morning. And that was like a huge warning sign to me. Like, what are you doing? What do you mean you don't want to come out and play? You don't want to come scratch around and forage? No, I mean, everything they need is in the coop, right? You have to offer water and food. Always, always, always. You don't give them just one serving and then cut off rations. It has to be available 24/7. So, continuing my morning chores and just my little chicken wellness check. See, now they're all coming over here like, food, food, food. You guys are such brats. You brats. Hey. So you can check the droppings that are in the ground here and make sure there's nothing that's bloody. Really, excuse me. Jeez, the committee. Usually, the only things that you're really going to see that are worrying with chicken droppings is if somebody has a poop that's like completely liquid, or it's bloody, or it has worms in it, whether they're dead worms or they're live worms. That means that basically there's an overflow of worms in their body, or there's something going on internally. So see, we're cleaning each other. My girls are molting too, so they've got the more than normal fluff going on. If you hear that little peeping crazy insanity sound, if you guys haven't seen my hummingbird video, that's what they sound like. And they just fight and chase each other all day. Right, girls? So now we're going to check their water. And I make sure that it's full enough. And also, depending on what water you have to make sure that they haven't like gotten dirt in that cup, or that they're, you know, the water actually works. I do occasionally use Rooster Booster, especially in the extreme seasons in winter and in summer, but I don't use it every single water change. I probably do it 1 on, 1 off, or 1 on, 2 off. Right? I don't have to clean out this waterer every day, but I do clean it about twice a week. You can clean your waterers if you need to. It takes less than 5 minutes. I have a brush right over there where my hose is, and you can either just brush it down with clean water, or if you need to do a little bit more of a cleaning, if it's gotten some mold or mildew in it, obviously don't use bleach. But white vinegar is your best friend, because white vinegar will help get rid of germs, smells, bacteria, all kinds of stuff, but it's not dangerous. And the smell does go away when the vinegar evaporates. Okay? So we're checking and making sure we're good on food. I do need to fill up their food, as you can see. They will eat, I know it's kind of hard for you to tell how much food is in there, but they will probably eat almost all of that throughout the day today. Again, just correct anybody who thinks I'm like, doesn't know what I'm talking about. You know, you need to have food and water offered to them constantly. Chickens being without water, during waking hours, of course. They don't drink or eat in their sleep, but I mean, you do want to have it available for when they wake up. Will you be quiet? Brat, go outside. Go do chicken stuff. Flop is the only one who's out there. But even having your chickens not having water for an hour or two can mess up their egg laying sequence, and you may not get eggs for a couple of days because you deprived them of something they needed. So they need to have access to water and access to their food at all times. Okay? I know some of you have said you only get to free range your chickens for a couple hours a day, and that's totally fine. Anything you can do for them like that is bonus. But I mean, you know, if they had to, these chickens could live their entire lives in this coop. They're safe. They're dry. We do a lot of stuff for temperature control to heat and cool this place if we need to. It has a ton of ventilation and circulation, and they have clean food and water available at all times. Right, girls? So making sure they have enough food that it hasn't gotten wet or moldy. Chickens will sometimes eat moldy food if they don't know any better, and they're very sensitive to anything like that. And remember, chickens cannot throw up. So if they eat something bad, they have to pray that they can go through their system or it can kill them. So no one's been using this nesting box or this nesting bucket for a while, so I don't have to clean out anything there. I have lots of eggs because we're actually, I was expecting an egg withdrawal because, will you be quiet, boss lady? Because they're all molting. So I expected an egg slowdown, and I haven't really gotten one very much at all. I'm getting 2 or 3 eggs a day out of 5 birds that are all over 2 years old, which is pretty darn good. Oh, they want to go see my daughter. They're like, do you have anything? Do you have anything? Food? Food? They love kids, because whenever kids come over to play, they get to feed the chickens. So my chickens are conditioned now like, children, bring yourself treats. Sorry, you don't get anything. I'll also say, especially during those extreme, well, in the summer, let me clarify. In the summer, if I'm going to give the chickens any kind of treat, whether it's mealworms, it's black soldier fly larvae, which they love. You could see my video about fly grubs. Whether it's kitchen scraps, which I don't do a lot of pasta or grains. They're kind of on a paleo diet. But, you know, if I'm giving them vegetables or if I'm giving them anything other than that food that's always available to them, I like to do it in the morning or in the evening. Number one, because it's easier for me to clean up. You know, if you're going to come back out and pick up a corn cob or whatever, it's easier just to have that sequence. But also, what is it, Blue? Chickens heat up when they eat. That's one of the ways that their little furnaces keep them warm. So in the summer, I don't want to come out and bring them a treat. Like, it's mid-September right now, and we're still getting not to 100, but pretty close. We're getting between 95 and 97, depending on the day. So I don't want to come out and feed them in the hottest part of the day because, of course, they're going to eat it because they're chickens. But it's going to heat up their little bodies. So if you wanted to come out and bring treats with you, you know, they've gotten blueberries a couple times in the last couple weeks. I'm probably going to make them some scrambled eggs of their eggs because we have so many. That's a good protein boost. If your chickens are molting, which a lot of you guys have chickens molting this time of year, it's based off of when they've hatched. But for a lot of people who get spring chickens, it's going to be in the fall. You know, anything that's extra protein will help their bodies bounce back after that more quickly. So protein-heavy treats, whether that's sunflower seeds, whether that's mealworms, dry soldier fly, larvae. What are you doing, Blue? But see, I just like to be out here in the mornings when I've got time. I'm about ready to go do my workout, but just making sure everybody's acting like a chicken. And my girls, if they're complaining at me and if they're like, oh my God, why are you in here without food? Then I know that they're feeling good. Everybody's drinking. Everybody's just doing chicken stuff. That's oyster shell and their egg shells that are available right there. I just blocked it up like that so they can't dig in it and knock it over because Flopsy likes to do that. Right? But everybody's eating. Everybody's doing chicken stuff. My daughter's finding bugs. So the only other thing I really need to do, today I need to fill up the food, but normally you would check food and water. If you need to clean up poop, do that, which I obviously need to come and do. I have a deodorizing spray that I use that's water, white vinegar, and then essential oils. Double check, but most essential oils, if you're not spraying them on your birds, most essential oils are safe for them to breathe. And obviously, this area is very, very, very well ventilated. And they're not really hanging out in here in the morning anyway. The only reason they're in here is to eat real quick and because I'm in here. Right, Lace? You need a bath, girl. You dirty chicken. So I'm going to clean up poop. I'm going to spray this a little bit just in the area. We do have, we're getting some ants in here, which is not that big of a problem, I don't think. I will do a video on that once I've done some more research. So, but that's what morning chores looks like. That's how I do my little check. I don't try to grab my chickens and like check their feet or do like, you know, a once over, like a little physical. I don't do that in the morning. You need to come out and do that when your chickens are basically when they're asleep. But then you can come and check for bumblefoot, or you can come in and, you know, if you need to do medications or you need to clip wings, or every once in a while you'll have a chicken who their nails don't naturally, their talons don't naturally, you know, file down. Like Lacey, I've had to cut hers a couple of times. All that kinds of stuff you won't do in the morning. It's a lot easier to do at night when they're asleep. Right, girls? So like an hour after dark. Like not when they're just going up to bed, but when they've been in bed for a while. Because then either they'll be like completely out or they'll be pretty close to it. Right, girls? But that's what the morning chore routine looks like. You know, checking out poop, filling up food, taking care of some spoiled birds. But that's the normal routine. Doesn't take long, especially once you get used to it. But I'm Sarah, the Real Simple Mama. I hope that was helpful. You guys are such a great, supportive community. I appreciate you guys so much. If I forgot anything, if you have anything to add, if you have questions, you know my email address. But I appreciate all the helpful comments as we teach each other, we encourage each other, we help each other, and we'll be back soon with more stuff. Say bye, Lacey Bird.